Hello there folks, DragonRealms vids here again today, and today we're going to be going over a request from someone in the comments section talking about theft. Theft, how it works, and the things that you can do to reduce the potential for yourself to get thieved from. Theft in the game is it's not terribly common. I suppose it depends on where you go and how many people you interact with and the types of interactions that you have with people. But in Dragon Realms, theft is something that can be done by essentially any class to anyone, and the success is, of course, based upon a skill. Now, theft itself is somewhat restricted to the items that can be stolen. You won't have people using the thievery skill to take, say, your backpack with all of your belongings in it, or steal your sword out of your hand. But the two things that are thievable and are prime targets for thievery are gems and coins. Coins that you have on your person, and then gems that are not inside of tied gem pouches. So we're going to kind of go over that today. So when you are dealing or going to be moving with large quantities of coins, or not large quantities, I'll say large values of coins. Let's say you're going to be buying something of value and you want the propensity to have your platinums removed as you want that possibility to be as low as possible. One of the things that you can do for yourself is to grab a smaller coin type but a larger amount of them. So in Dragon Realms, everything basically goes by tens. So you have 10 coppers to a bronze, you have 10 bronzes to a silver, you have 10 silvers to a gold, and you have 10 gold to a platinum. So a platinum is essentially 10,000 coppers. So let's say that you are going to buy something and it's going to cost you 5 platinum. So you don't want to lose your platinum when you go to the trader tents or wherever, or the store, wherever you're going to buy this. So instead of withdrawing 5 platinum decoras, which is what we have here, and then if you go into info or wealth, you'll notice that it gives the overall monetary value of my platinums, but realistically I only have 5 platinum coins on me. When someone is stealing, the amount of coins that you have on you, they can only steal so many. So a person can very easily take 5 platinum coins because, I mean, realistically, when you think about it, that's just 5 items. But let's say we had 50,000 coppers instead. So instead, I might withdraw 50,000 copper decoras. So now we have the same value, we just have a huge amount of coins that people basically have to get through in order to empty our pockets. So it would take many, many, many grabs to get all of these coins away from you, and that's why it's kind of good to have this, how do you say, this big buffer that people have to try and get through before they can get all of your wealth, especially if you're going to buy something. Another thing that you can do is always take a little bit more than you need. This way, when you get there, if someone has managed to grab a little bit from you, you can still make the purchase you want, because obviously going back and forth from the bank to the place that you're trying to get to will continue to have that target on you, and you'll be able to be thieved from. Now you'll notice here it says in my encumbrance, it's amazing you aren't squished. This is obviously really bad for just about every portion of the game that's not just walking around, such as climbing or swimming or even combat and things of that nature. But if you're just going somewhere to buy something, you don't really have to worry about this. So we'll go ahead and deposit all this for right now. Now, other things that you can do to reduce the propensity for theft is when you're dealing with gems, deal only with tied gem pouches. Tied gem pouches are basically gem pouches that you can get for free from any gem keeper or gem appraiser or whatever have you, that you tie off and basically protects your gems completely from theft. So I'm going to use something here that you may not have seen yet. This is actually a ability or a function inside of Genie, the front end that I have, which is the auto mapper, which is just a fantastic tool that I use all the time to cut down on my keystrokes. And I'm going to use this to go over to the gem house over here, if I can find it. There it is. And unfortunately, the gem place is closed, so we won't be doing that right now. However, I can at the very least show you how this would work, and how it works is this. One of the things that you can do in the game is to study objects. I can't remember if we've gone over that or not, but let's go ahead and just study my pouch right now. Studying my gem pouch here, and studying is going to tell me all of the different functions or verbs that I can utilize to interact with my gem pouch. So I can search through it to find out how many, untied. If it was untied, I could search to it to see the gems, and you can fill it with other containers. You can combine pouches together to move all of your gems into one pouch. You can gather gems. Now, something to note is that when your gem pouch is tied, like right now, my gem pouch is tied, you cannot untie it, and you can never get at the items inside. It'll say it right here, beware. If you tie a gem pouch, you cannot retrieve the contents ever again or sell it at a gem shop. You will have to have a trader sell it for you. And this is actually a really good opportunity to get good rapport with traders, because traders can get excellent prices for your gems just based upon their skills and their charisma and other things, and it gives them a chance to increase their skill and get some experience for their trading, and it's just a good social opportunity for you to kind of interact with people. So I find that fine. I don't mind. I sell all of my gem pouches to traders, or rather I have them sell it for me, so this isn't a big deal. So right now you can see my gem pouch is tied, and it has 430 gems in it. If you were to tie a gem pouch, you would of course just type tie my pouch, which my pouch is already tied off. I believe if I remember correctly, you may have to put one single gem in there to begin with, and then it may ask you if you definitely want to tie off your gem pouch, because if you do, these things will happen, and then you just go ahead and type in tie my pouch again. You can also type in tie my blue pouch, because when I retrieve pouches from the gem keeper, and the way you would get it, by the way, is ask whatever for, so ask appraiser for blue pouch or whatever have you, and you can also study the appraiser. You can actually study a lot of NPCs and kind of find out what their functions are and how to interact with them. So you've tied off your gem pouch, and what you can do is you can take any of your gems, like I believe I have a jade inside of my backpack here. I happen to keep a couple of gems on my person just so I could show you how this works. And of course you can stow your gem if it's just laying on the ground, assuming that you have made your pouch the appropriate storage container. Storage containers and how to set those was actually covered in DragonRealms videos, one of his videos. I think that of course if we use common sense and go to probably store help, if I remember correctly, it will tell you exactly how to set a default store option so that you automatically store things on the ground to certain containers. For instance, I store all of the gems on the ground to my gem pouch, and I store all of my boxes into just a bag I have. It's actual moniker in the game for me is bag. So I would type in look in my bag, and you would see all these different coffers and things in here. So we can drop this jade on the ground, so I could just show you how it works. And if I just typed in stow gem, it would go directly into my pouch. And you open and shut it right away. And what happens is this basically removes essentially this jade from the game. It now exists only in a way, a monetary way, by increasing the value of my gem pouch. But I can never get this jade back. It is gone now. It's gone forever. But on the plus side, no one can ever steal this jade from me, so I don't have to worry about it being thieved. So these are just some ways to kind of protect yourself from dealing with people stealing coins and gems from you. There's obviously many more things that you can do as a player to reduce the propensity from getting thieved from. One way obviously is to always go to the bank, utilize the bank often, and keep very little coins on you. Always store all of your gems in your gem pouch. And to keep your items safe, obviously have enough favors so that you can do depart items, which we talked about in one of my previous videos. And not only that, some people worry about losing their weapons and such. I don't really have any extremely important weapons myself, but something to consider is, let's say you have your weapon and you're very clearly losing a fight. Maybe you're out just against a monster, and how many times, I know this has happened to me, I've died, and it only took me, 3 minutes to get back to where I was, but my weapon that fell to the ground was gone. And I found now, and I'm pretty quick on my guns now with this, that I'm able to just stow my cutlass when I feel myself going down, assuming that I'm not chain stunned, and I don't have to worry about losing this cutlass. It just goes straight into my backpack. That's just another little tip for you so that you can save your weapons and not have to worry about those being stolen. So, like I said, I hope that some folks find this helpful to keep their items and their gems and their coins. If you do get thieved from, it is not the end of the world. It is very easy to make money in Dragon Realms, and with a very small amount of money, you can actually have very, very serviceable and useful equipment. So even if you do lose a couple platinums here and there, it's not the end of the world. It's nothing to get angry over. And realistically, the burden of difficulty is all on the thieves. So everything's in your favor. And, oh, just real quick, too, I'd like to also mention, I spoke previously on how important it is to keep your perception skill up. In fact, I think my perception skill is probably my highest survival skill. And it is. And the reason for that is that this will show you when it gets good enough who's thieving from you. And that won't stop it per se, but it will show you that there is someone delving into your pockets. Now some people might say, well, if it's not going to stop it, what real value does this have? And basically what it does is what I was talking about this whole time. It reduces the opportunity for theft in the first place. So if someone gets their hand in and they get a couple coins from you, you now know that you're being targeted, and you can take the necessary steps to ensure that those coins that you have on you, or those gems or whatever have you, find their place in the bank or in the gem pouch and keep you from losing any additional monies. So thank you for listening, and I will talk to you guys next time.